Very, very welcome. And hello, everybody, and welcome to YouTube Canada, South Africa watch-along, the first of the knockout stage. Hope you're all doing very well. Excited for this tonight. Bit of a strange one, though, because we've only got one game tonight. But look at that stadium. Where is this? This is not Canada. Are they not playing in Canada, then? Oh, they didn't top the group, did they? Who was in Canada's group? Who topped the group in Canada's group? Let's have a quick look. Canada, Switzerland. Switzerland topped the group. So, Switzerland play in Vancouver, which is where Canada would have wanted to be. And Canada play in LA. So, by not topping the group, Canada would have played Vancouver twice if they topped that group. They'd have played Algeria in Vancouver, and if they played that, they'd have played the next one in Vancouver. But they're in LA. But I tell you what, it's still very, very crowded in LA, and we're ready to go here. Hope you are as well. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe, and give us a follow as well. Who do you think is going to win? Sorry, I'm just getting rid of a twat. I think, you know what? I'm actually really looking forward to this. I think this is what the World Cup's all about. And the winner of this plays the winner of Netherlands-Morocco as well. So, you know, what a game to have a one shot as an underdog to get into the quarterfinals. So I feel like South Africa and Canada will both go into this game feeling they can win it, whereas if they play Netherlands-Morocco, there'll be slight underdogs in that, and you know that can bring its own motivations. But this, I think they'll both feel a little bit more like they can win it. So very interested to see how it goes. Still no starting place for Alphonso Davies. I mean, carrying injuries and stuff, but he must just not be able to play because, I mean, it's such a big game for them, and you know, I think, yeah, I think that's a blow for them because he's their best player, but he's clearly just not fit, is he? So, you know, it is what it is. As for South Africa, I've got to say the turnaround is incredible considering what I saw against Mexico. I would have said they're definitely, and I think a lot of South Africans would have said the same, with, you know, you're definitely not getting through the group stage after that. But they did have two players sent off. Sitol, obviously, got rechristened as a different name on that World Cup opener. But they've done so well to get back into it. And I've got to say, they've done so well to get back into it, but without me watching them. I didn't watch their game against South Korea. I didn't watch any of their games. So I watched the first game, but I haven't kept an eye on what they've been doing since then. So very impressive, and they got second in the group with 4 points with a win and a draw against the likes of Czech Republic and South Korea. So that's not, you know, that group was quite a difficult group to predict, and they've come through it. So they'll fancy their chances. They'll fancy their chances in this game. And look, there's no point in either of these teams sitting back either, is there? There isn't any. They may as well attack. They may as well attack. Let's have a look at both the teams anyway. On the screen there first is South Africa for you. Do you wish you'd done Austria, Algeria? I mean, it was a great game. I wasn't staying up 3 o'clock in the morning to watch it, but it was a great game, and they both went for it, to be fair. So South Africa: Williams, Madu, Akon, Bokasi, Madiba, Makina, Sitol, Maseka, Mofokeng, Apolis, and Maggopa. And then you've got Canada: Crepu, Johnston, Bombita, Cornelius, Laria, Buchanan, Saliba, Estakai, Miller, David, Olawesi. I feel like we're going to have to educate ourselves on these players again, which is fine. Olawesi plays for Villarreal. He doesn't score many goals. Jonathan David, we know, obviously does score a lot of goals, has scored a lot of goals. He plays for Juventus. But Cannon's an interesting player. Also plays for Villarreal, number 17. I like him. I think he's a good player. Looking at South Africa, players of note, we'll work through it. But a lot of the South Africans do not play in Europe. A lot of them play in South Africa. So Lyle Foster plays for Burnley, but he's not starting. Yeah. Here we are. What a stadium, by the way. This is LA. All I want to do is have a little fun before I die, said the man next to me out of nowhere. Classic song that by Cheryl Crow. Anyway, we're up and running here. Who do you think's going to win? I would expect Canada, because although it's not in Canada, there should be more Canadians here. Although there are a few empty seats there. You can see that. Would there be many people travelling from South Africa for this? There'll be a lot of people watching it on the telly. Constantine says, I think South Africa make this closer than people think. Oh, yeah, I'm struggling to see. In fact, let's run a poll. I'm struggling to see. I'm only going for Canada because it's more of a home game. I think it's a huge opportunity for either team. In fact, I don't know whether either of these teams have ever been to the last 16 before. I don't know. Liverpool fans, what are you thinking about being snubbed by Diamonde for PSG? I thought his dad was a Liverpool fan. What are your thoughts on that? Could go to penalties. Yes. I mean, we are going to get our fair share of penalty shootouts, to be fair. Yeah. Layman on TikTok, thanks for the follow. You're an absolute legend, sir. And thanks everybody who's been subscribing on YouTube. I put a video out today and we had a few more subscribers. So we are getting close to 491,000. We're 9,400 subscribers away from 1.5 million, which is amazing for this channel. So please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and get involved. You're very, very welcome. But yeah, I just think very quickly, I know it's not World Cup related, but he is playing in the World Cup for Ivory Coast. I was very concerned about Liverpool getting Diamonde. Very concerned. David Ornstein has put it out there that it's Diamonde wants to leave and wants to go to PSG. That's the project he wants. But Arnie says 120 million euro for one season in the Bundesliga. We may have dodged the bullet. I think he's that good, though. I do. And I know that's the natural reaction when you don't get a player. And I'm sure that's the natural reaction we'd have if Mateus Fernandes signs for Spurs. But I actually think he's a good player. I do. I think he's a very good player. But I'm glad he's not going to Liverpool. Truth be told. Where do you think Liverpool go next? Well, funnily enough, they might go Barcola. I hope they don't go Nusa. I like Nusa at Leipzig, but they need a right winger, don't they, Liverpool? Look, they've got a very difficult task. They've got to replace Klopp, and they've got to replace Salah. Jack says, I'm gutted with Diamonde. Let's see what we do now. Yeah, I'll probably drop a video on that in the morning, to be fair. Kenneth says, championship level, championship level game, would you agree? Championship level comment, Kenneth, I'd agree on that one. You miserable get. What, you know, it's a World Cup last knockout game. This is what it's all about, Kenneth. Imagine in South Africa, the amount of fans that are excited by this, and in Canada. We've got to embrace the world, Kenneth. It's the world's game. Number 11 for Canada plays for Hull City. Liam Miller, yeah. You're right. He's on the left wing. Buchanan's probably the player to watch for... there he is there. Plays for Villarreal. Good player. They've got quite a mix, to be fair, Canada, because they've got some players who play in Europe. Marseille, Middlesbrough, Alfie Jones, Celtic, Alistair Johnston. I like the number 8. But he got injured, didn't he? Kone. He's the one who had the bad injury. Who was it who came on for him and scored a good goal? I don't know whether he's starting. It was Saliba, wasn't it? Was it Saliba who came on, number 25? Scored a goal? Yeah, Nathan Saliba, number 25. Plays for Anderlecht, only 22. Keep an eye on him. They had a player called Kone, very good player, but he went off with an injury. And number 25, Saliba, keep an eye on him. But South Africa on the attack here. Shot from distance. And they clear it away. Jason, thanks for the membership. Somebody did say, why is there only one World Cup knockout game tonight? I don't know. I mentioned this to you about a week ago. I said we've had so many games in the World Cup. It's been relentless and enjoyable, and you almost have to pick your games. But tonight there's only one game. There's no early morning game. There's no midnight game. It's just one game, and I don't really understand why. But it's almost like let's have a break, but let's not have a break. So yeah, just one game tonight, and the next game is 6 p.m. tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow's games are brilliant. Brazil, Japan at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Looking forward to that, certainly. But yeah, only one game. Yeah. What happens when England goes 1-0 down is my worry, says Now. I think England. I think people are overreacting to England. Ghana locked us down. Panama didn't. What time is it in the UK? 8 p.m. Well, if England beat Congo, just put this in your diaries or plan your sick day. If England beat Congo a week tonight, we play in the Azteca at 1 a.m. Which is going to be an interesting one. Lovely ball in. Buchanan nearly gets there. Good defending by South Africa, but he does get there, and then it goes for a goal kick. Yeah, 1 a.m. a week tonight if we get past Congo. And I'm not going to be so arrogant as to say that it's an easy game. But if we don't get through that, I think Tuchel probably won't be managers in the Euros. Becky, thanks for the follow on TikTok, even though you've put it into the YouTube channel comments. Which is multitasking. Diamonde chose PSG over us, confirmed by Romano. It was actually Ornstein who dropped that, Liam. But, yeah. I mean, look. You had a go. I think there's probably 2 clubs in world football that you sometimes just got to go. It's very difficult to beat them at the moment. Real Madrid and PSG. So lovely ball into the box. Oh, good defending. Good defending there by South Africa, but better from Canada. The overlap was there. Not Gary Neville. The overlap was there from Laria. And it was good defending. And it goes for a corner. My guess, Mark, games based on when the teams qualify, says A-Dub. Thank you, Constantine. Thanks for your super chats, by the way. I think I've caught up on those. You can do that through the $sign. Thank you. Dan, thanks for the follow. What beer are you drinking? I'm actually drinking Heineken Zero tonight because I fancied a beer, but I didn't fancy the consequences at the start of the week. So it's more just a taste thing for me tonight. Will Sitol get exposed this evening, says Top Lads. Oh, I think Sitol just gets picked on because of his name. Thanks for the follow, Pip, Graham, Aden, and Dan, and also Walid as well. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed tonight because we had 10,000 people watching on YouTube and 2,000 people watching on TikTok at 2:30 in the morning last night for the Colombia-Portugal game. And I was wide awake. I was loving it. And I think my body clock's into that now. So I'm a little bit disappointed that there's no early morning game tonight. But it is what it is. There's plenty more to come this week. We'll talk about them at half-time. Tell you what, South Africa are defending very well here. Canada are pushing, but they're defending well. Who do you think Liverpool should go for now that Diamonde is going to PSG, says Gil? Apparently, it's not even pronounced Sitol. It's pronounced Sitoler. And Chiz says, what round of 32 game are you most excited about? Well, can I ask that to all of you? What game in the last 32 are you most excited about? Because obviously England, being English, but honestly, I think Ecuador, Mexico is going to be good. I'm not convinced Mexico necessarily win that. So I think Ecuador, Mexico will be good. I think Netherlands, Morocco will be good. And I think Brazil, Japan, those three really jump out to me. Lovely play. Oh, again, good defending by South Africa. If they can defend like this, they've got a great chance. What happens if England is 2-0 down is my worry, says Noor. A few people are saying Sweden, France. I don't think France are good enough, you know. Sorry, I don't think Sweden are good enough. So I like Brazil, Japan. I like Netherlands, Morocco. Ivory Coast, Norway as well. I think that's a good one. Because Norway will pick their strong team. So I think Ivory Coast, Norway is another good one. France, Sweden, I think France will win that quite easily. Germany, Paraguay, I think, Germany are favourites for that. Mexico, Ecuador, as I said, I think will be good. England, Congo, I'd expect us to win. Belgium, Senegal could be interesting in the sense that I don't necessarily think you can pick a winner there. United States, Bosnia should be interesting. Spain, Austria, I'd love Austria to do something, but I think Spain will be too good. Portugal, Croatia could be interesting in the sense that I don't know whether Portugal necessarily win that. Switzerland, Algeria, I'm not even going to watch. I'm not watching that at 4 a.m. I'm sorry. I'm not. Australia, Egypt will be good. Argentina, Cape Verde, I think Argentina win that. Colombia, Ghana should be good as well. They're in here. They're in here, Canada. But again, South Africa defending well. Very well. Very well. I've been very impressed with South Africa's defending here. Really good defending early in this game. Because they've had good opportunities. Credit to South Africa. Kenneth says Portugal, Croatia could be interesting. Yep. Gyökeres against Saliba says now. Corner here. Yeah, that was Miller of Hull who was through there. I think he's given a goal kick for that. It wasn't even a corner. Again, Canada. Canada have attacked well and South Africa have defended well. Oh, again. I tell you what, I am so impressed with South Africa's defending. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, Canada are continually getting into good positions. And the aggression in the South African tackle to hunt Canada down is fantastic. Thanks for the follow, Alex and Ollie. What are you going to do with yourself tonight, Mark? I know. What are we all going to do with ourselves tonight? 10 o'clock and you're like this, fiddling your thumbs. I might have to go back to the pub. No, I'm not on a Sunday night. Daniel Svensson says, I see huge potential for Sweden in the future. Sitoli is keeping the team solid, says Pola. Corner here for Canada. And I think there's a foul there anyway. That's a mess in there. But it's gone for a corner. Goal kick. Yeah, it's going to be really weird at 10 o'clock tonight with no game. I don't think we've must be 2.5 weeks. And this is the thing I don't like about the knockout stages of the World Cup. I always feel a bit sad after the group games because it's relentless, isn't it? There's so many games in the group stage, and it's sad when you think that teams have gone home now. But look, there's the excitement of knockout football. But yeah, it's going to be weird tonight. I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to think, you know what? It's all 3 games tomorrow. Canada were camped in Bosnia's half, but their forward line was as blunt as an Iron Age axe, says Kenneth. Jeremy Kyle there, the coach of Canada. Formerly of ITV Morning Schedule. Some people say it's Jesse Marsh, but I'm not convinced. Well, look, if South Africa's attack could echo South Africa's defence at some points in this game, it could get very interesting because it is very much defence against attack at the moment. Have you won a bet builder yet, says Aaron? No, because I'm an idiot. I keep making stupid decisions. Wicked says South Africa may win today. Any thoughts on United scouting Gilberto Moro, says Astra? I don't think we are. That's my thoughts on it. Can Argentina retain the World Cup, Mark, says Anglo-Saxon. I mean, a lot of people feel an Argentina-France final is on the cards. I mean, Messi came on last night, didn't he, and got another goal. He's 2 clear now in the Golden Boot race. I mean, I think Messi might win the Golden Boot, to be fair. Sahaj says, interesting fact, Mark. When Brazil won the World Cup in 1970, they didn't win it for 24 years till the US hosted it in 1994. Brazil won the World Cup in 2002, and it's 24 years later, and the US has hosted it again. Well, if you believe in fate, Sahaj, then get your thoughts on that. Hi, Mark. Back from my honeymoon. Watched the games from the beach in Mexico. Thanks for these amazing streams. That sounds absolutely brilliant, Darian. I actually know a few people who've been in Mallorca the last 2 weeks, booked it purposely because of the World Cup. They wanted to just go somewhere and, you know, have some good weather and, you know, find bars on the evening. I love the idea of that. So if you're on holiday, enjoy it. As I've said to you many times before, in my 20s, always used to go like Mallorca for a couple of weeks in the major tournaments, and just by the day I'd be reading Tony Adams' autobiography, and then by evening I'd be watching all the matches. Good stuff. Gyökeres against Saliba. Yeah, I've done that one. Thank you. Thanks for the follow, Mark. Thanks for this follow, Romy. So 20 minutes has flown by here. We're nearly at hydration break. Very much a story of Canada's attack against South Africa's defence. Look, it's about how long they can carry on. I don't know. It would be very interesting if Canada scored. Yeah, Celebrity Watch. Don't know. Don't know them. She looks absolutely miserable. Oh my God. I mean, look, I don't know, but she looks fucking miserable. She looks like she'd rather be doing something else. It's apparently it's Jessica Alba. Well, she did not look like she wanted to be there. Didn't Jessica Alba go out with Jeff Stelling? No. Justin Timberlake? Oh my God. How have they not scored there, Canada? They're queuing up from a... I mean, I don't know what South Africa do here. I think they play the offside line. He's got to score. Got to score that. Massive chance for Canada from across. South Africa basically play the offside trap. It doesn't work. But then they're in now down the right-hand side. This is your moment, lad. This is your moment, lad. He still got it. Lays it off. Good block. No, that was a great chance for Canada. No messing around. Absolutely brilliant chance. It's got to do better. Cornelius it was, the centre-back. If he gets any meaningful head on it, it's a goal. See, I like it when the cameraman does that. You know, the cameraman, I think the cameramans tell people that they're coming. That's why people kiss and pray and all that bollocks. There's no way Alba knew that that camera was coming to her then. Jessica is sad as she can't hear that's football. Oh, she'd be loving. I tell you what, if she had that in her ear, she'd be loving it. Hydration break. Oh, there's a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about actually that I've seen today. I don't know whether it's just like a Sunday or what, but there's a couple of things today. One, I mean, obviously, if you don't live in the UK, you might not have seen them. One, ITV's commentators were getting the piss ripped out of them last night. Basically, it's Lee Dixon and Sam Matterface. England score a goal. Lee Dixon's just miserable face. And then Sam Matterface says something about Bellingham's goal. And he goes, across the river is Broadway. And you just felt there'd be a star performance tonight. And it's Jude Bellingham. But not a bad line. It was in New York. Not a bad line. Problem is, he's holding a clipboard. He looks, and he goes, Broadway's just across the road, water. You really did think there'd be a... Reading the script, basically. People are saying commentary should not be scripted. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this is a hydration break topic. I don't know. I mean, look, I've done commentary. I suppose in a way this is commentary, but it's not. I don't think you need. Well, I suppose when you're doing a watch along for Man United, there's a lot more talk, isn't there? I don't think you should be. I don't think when a goal goes in, you should go. There's a goal. We're across the water from Broadway. We thought there'd be a performance. You know, I get what people are saying, that you probably want a bit of spontaneity, and I very much doubt John Motts and others and Clive Tilsley did that. But is it that deep? Some people do have notes. Who's that bloody poet one? People used to go on about him about 3 or 4 years ago. Oh, he's amazing, he's amazing. He definitely scripts it. He's definitely reading the fucking thing. He's writing bloody Shakespeare, he is. What's his name? Brackley, is it? Yeah. Yeah. So, look, I don't think it's that deep. I think a lot of them do script it now because they want to get these profound things out. Does it remove a little bit of the aura? I don't think the great commentators of the past did it, if I'm being honest. But, you know, if they want to read a script, they want to read a script. Illy says the commentary is horrendous and Sam Matterface definitely stands to wipe his bum. Well, I used to do that until about 3 months ago. I never knew. I mean, it's been an absolute game changer, I must admit, but I never really knew. Who's going to tell you? The second thing I was going to tell you was a lot of clips going around this morning and this afternoon from UK fan parks and the beer, throwing of the beer. Remember we were talking about this last night? So there's a place in London called the Box Park where they always do these big football get-togethers. And anyway, Rashford takes a free kick and the guy at the front with his beer goes, oh, and throws it in the air behind him, about 10 metres. And the beer just goes up everywhere. And a lot of people were clipping it saying, what the fuck is this? I mean, even throwing your beer because you score against Panama in a group game's bad. But doing it after a free kick. And I'm just like, look, I've been in them situations a lot when I was younger. And I don't know what the reaction would have been in the 90s if somebody threw a beer behind them. I really don't. But it seems to be a modern phenomenon. What do you think about it? How's the game, Mark? Says, well, it's back up and running now. We've had the hydration break, FR. And thanks for the follow, Mabote. Let us know where you're watching from, by the way, everybody. Have we got any South Africans or Canadians in the chat? It's very much been Canada being a bit blunt against a very determined South African defence. It could do with a goal. As much as South Africa have been defending well, it would be better if they scored and had something to defend. And as much as South Africa have been defending well, it would probably be better if Canada scored and South Africa had to push forward a little bit. So at the moment, I think the game needs a goal at one end or the other. But Canada are looking the better team at the moment. But then again, South Africa are defending well. Got a lot of people from South Africa, a few from Canada as well, which is great to see. It's a privilege to be the one to teach you via Super Chat how to properly wipe despite having 30 years less experience, says Pete. An absolute game changer. Lasse Grangfist is the GOAT of commentary, says Ellie. And lower Premier League team, upper Championship team, only issue that low block creativity, says Yaj. What are your thoughts on Uruguay FA making players and coaching staff fly commercially instead of their chartered flight? Bit harsh, isn't it, says Mozza. Well, I don't think it's... I don't think they're very happy with them, are they? And I don't think I'd be very happy if I was Uruguayan and you're out in the group stage, to be honest. T-Potion says they want to get clipped up. Comes across as try hard. What, the beer or the commentary? Thoughts on Gusto and Boadi joining Man City? Says Time Teller. I didn't know Boadi had signed yet, but Gusto will be a good signing for them. Yaj says the Canadian team is more of a lower premium user championship team, but we must win. We have the talent. Rub says, was that Jessica Alba with her son or new boyfriend? And evening, Mark. Have you seen Dear England on iPlayer? It's great nostalgia and might also change your opinion of Southgate. Says Vinny, hey, Vinny. I haven't watched it, Vinny. I mean, I don't think I'll ever change my opinion of Southgate. I'm quite resolute and stubborn, and I had 8 years, and I don't think I'll change my opinion. Sahaj says, do you have any recommendations to avoid fair play in the third place qualification process? Obviously, sides playing later have a great advantage. No, I just think that's luck of the draw. That's a lovely ball out to Miller. His touch wasn't great. Yeah, didn't really deal with that ball. Just Adams, thank you very much for your follow on TikTok. Is it a dehydration? Sorry, JD says, is it a dehydration break if you go wee during it? Grand Prairie says, from Tejas, howdy. Constantine says, I saw Rashford yesterday and honestly thought it wasn't his best game. Willingness to attack, but decision-making, final third poor, always a touch too much. He reminded me a lot of the last 18 months at United, where he was sort of overcompensating, trying to do something. And obviously he's trying to win that left wing position from Anthony Gordon. So I think when I've seen him play for Barcelona, he's been more balanced in like pass, cross, shoot. Whereas I think yesterday he was trying to make something happen, wasn't he? I'd still start him in the next game. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Any Yanks good enough for Man United? Cheers from, I don't know where that is, Gerald. I mean, Anthony Robinson's good enough for Man United. It's just more of an age thing, really. Here's Jonathan David. Nice little pass. They needed to switch the play there. Yeah, Canada just lacking quality in the final third. Please explain the Vinny joke. Love from South Africa, says Big. I don't know. I just saw the name Vinny and it just made me think of like Goodfellas and stuff like that, and I started going, hey Vinny, hey Vinny. I'm not high enough now. Nick P says, I watched 20 minutes of Dear England and I did slightly change my opinion on Southgate. He's even more of a prick than I originally gave him credit for. Down the right-hand side, again, another good tackle by South Africa. I'll tell you what, their defensive game is on point here. It's just a shame they can't attack. I don't rate Gusto. Palestra better. I'm so glad, says Max. Do you think Rio could start at left wing for the Euros, says Louis? In 2 years' time? Yeah. Lol, thanks for the follow. Ahmed says, is the game fun? It needs a goal, mate. And I think what I would say is, and I've said this to you a couple of times, I remember Russia 2018, really good group stage, knockout stage. It fell off because everybody became risk averse. And sometimes it can go like that. In the groups, people play a little bit more freely. In the knockouts, people play a little bit more conservative. And therefore, you can end up with a better group stage than a knockout stage. Hopefully, that won't happen. Good interception there. Canada still on the attack. you know what? Canada's front two are shit. They're not good enough. I got to be honest. Nearly 10,000 people watching. Thank you so much. But South Africa didn't have the right-hand side. He fell over. He's fell over. He's still got it, though. And they win a corner. Start, bench, sell. Margaret Thatcher, Thatcher's gold cider, or a thatch roof. Well, I don't do politics, so I'll sell Thatcher. I'll bench Thatcher's gold cider, and I'll start a thatch roof. They are quite nostalgic. Although a fire hazard. This is an amazing stadium, isn't it? LA. Corner. And it goes for a goal kick. Cheers from Canada, Mark. I'm from Regina, AK, and also middle of nowhere. Okay. Thanks, KG, man. At least you got the internet. T-Potion says, was Reece James good enough to justify the fitness gamble going into the tournament? I feel leaving Trent at home makes that gamble look far more dangerous after these injuries. I think, can we just have a grown-up conversation, T-Potion and Gary Neville and anybody else, about the absence of Trent? I think people need to realise Trent's not in the team on footballing ability. It goes beyond that. And it's very obvious it goes beyond that. So I find it a little bit disingenuous when people keep going, I can't believe he didn't pick Trent. He didn't pick Trent because there's an issue with Trent between him and Tuchel, whatever it is. And that, you know, that happens in football. It's happened with other national teams as well. Gurav, I'm not having this. Great defending by Canada this time. Corner. Gurav says, I just saw the I Swear movie on Netflix. Entire movie, it felt like you. Yeah, but that's because the actor looks a little bit like me. I haven't got Tourette's. It's a very good film. It is a very good film. Mark, Regina is pronounced Ray J. Well, how would I know that? How the bloody hell would you know that if you didn't know that? Come on. Pranay says, which are the top 3 round of 32 games you're most excited about? It's like an echo. We've done this already. I would say Brazil, Japan, Morocco, Netherlands, and Ivory Coast, Norway. Although, no, I am looking forward to Ecuador, Mexico as well. Yeah. My computer's going to overheat. I can hear it. It's mad because it didn't do it yesterday and it was hotter. I do have. And they are all on as well. Oh. Do I not like that? Where's the heat? 55, it's not even that hot. Right, I'm just going to cool it down for a minute. It will sound like there's a plane going off. Sit back and fasten your seatbelts. Where are we going, Dalen? I don't know, but my laptop's just hit the ceiling. I'm just blasted the fans up to turbo to cool everything down. Should do. That should do it there. Yeah. Do you think this is going to be a 0-0 mark and go to penalties? Oh, I bloody hope not. I don't mind any game going to penalties and extra time, but this would not be the best advert for a penalty shootout so far. Are you worried about Mbeumo? Seem to fall off a bit. United for Life, that's football, it's World Cup. I'm definitely not going to get into niche conversations about Man United players for next season. And he's not even a new signing. I thought the fan was the Mexican announcer shouting "Go," says Abraham. That Manscaped lawnmower is noisy, Mark, says Malfa. Airline flight bridge coming soon, says Lays. Spend the few hundred on air conditioning, it's worth it, says Pete. Didn't realise you were flying back with the Scottish, says Dylan. So confused about this whole Trent and Maguire rhetoric when we would have been considerably factually worse with either of them playing. Trust Tuchel, says Chapman. Yeah, also I think if he took like Palmer and Maguire, people would talk about nepotism, which is what we're trying to move past. Header over the bar from Canada. Sophia says, I'm hoping South Africa loses. Can't support them given their... Yeah, not reading that, Sophia. Start, bench, sell. Done that one as well. Look, you can do super chats, but if you try and make, political statements or anything like that, I just won't read it. I don't do politics, so I'm not going to read your political stuff out or your controversial things out or whatever. I just won't read it. And, you can disagree with me for it or you can agree with me for it, but I don't do that sort of stuff. So it's about football, bit of fun. I'm not here to get involved in that sort of stuff. Thanks for the follow, Rocco. How far do you think the US can make it, says Andrew? I think they've got to be careful against Bosnia. I think some people may feel that like the Bosnia game is already won. I think they've got to be careful against Bosnia. They've played very, very well, and I think they'll probably beat them. But Bosnia against USA, traditionally, you wouldn't say, yeah, USA are going to win that easily. I think they will win it, but they've got to be careful. Would you rather have the old 32-team tournament with more jeopardy or this version with more nations and more Cinderella stories? Look, T-Potion, we're going to have this. That's what we're going to have. I preferred the old format, if I'm being honest. Lovely run into the box. Oh, good defending by South Africa again. I say good defending, though. There is a little bit of a quality issue here from Canada in the final third. Yeah, Bosnia did beat Italy. I don't think they're a bad side. Beat Wales as well, didn't they? Take the time. Corner to Canada. God, I thought we were meant to be having quick corners. In it comes. Doesn't look good to me. Oh, it's off the line. And a great save. Keeper makes two big saves there. One off the line and then the follow-up as well. That was a big moment. Could have been 1-0 Canada right on half-time. And the keeper's made big saves there. Didn't look like a great corner, but no, it wasn't. It wasn't the keeper who saved the first one. It was a player. Second one, I mean, look, South Africa are defending for their lives here. They've got enough players back, but one off the line. And then follow-up shot on the back post. Makes himself big and makes the block there as well. Do you think Japan can beat Brazil? Yes. Yes. That was a bit accusationary there. Yes, I do. I definitely do. But Brazil will be favourites. Good play by Canada again. Ooh! I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think that might be a penalty. That looked like a penalty to me. It looked like it had all the ingredients. The fact that he's not given it, though, it's probably not going to get given. I think that looked like a penalty. What are your thoughts? Oh, no, he gets the ball. No, he gets the ball. It's not a penalty. Gets a touch on the ball. Not a penalty. And you've got to say again, it's a tremendous tackle. If he didn't get the touch, that's not a penalty. But, yeah, definitely not a penalty. He gets a little bit of the ball. So it should be a corner, really. So it should be a corner. So no penalty, but a goal kick. I don't think it's a penalty, but surely it's a goal kick. Surely it's a corner. Someone said give him a card for diving. I think I'd have gone down in that situation. You don't know whether he gets a touch on the ball or not, but I tell you what, I don't see South Africa staying 0-0 for 90 minutes playing like this. They are defending well, but they've got to have an attacking outlet, haven't they? Yeah, I think it should have been a corner if it wasn't a penalty. England never win again or watery gravy forever, says Ben. Oh, God. Nearly 5 years on the channel, bro, and it's great to see the hard work you put into both channels. Mad respect, says Man United Hodge. Thank you, pal. You're a legend. Right, might be one more attack here for Canada. We're about to hit half-time. I mean, what is this lad doing? I wasn't impressed with him in previous games for Canada. Oluwaseya, and I'm not impressed with him again. I think he's very poor, the number 12 for Canada. I don't think much of their front two, but I think he's poor. Timo, thanks for your follow. Sir Sniff a lot says, I need something to keep me awake. I don't know how you do it. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing this game at 2 a.m. Oh, Jesse Marsh is being told to stay away from the ref here. They're still appealing it. Bit of controversy there. Thoughts on England's route to the final, says Toby. Well, I'm glad you like me and you think it's coming home. I think it's. I think let's stop the clock. I think. Am I right in saying? Well, let's have a quick look. Actually, there's not a lot to talk about in the first half there. Slightly more possession for Canada. 1 shot on target. Sorry, 4 shots on. Sorry, slightly more possession for South Africa, which is surprising. But only 1 shot on target. We need a goal in this game, definitely. Sham, thank you very much for your super chat. A corner can't be given after ref's call, only removed, says Purple. Thank you very much. The ref's analysis says pen for the step into attacker's path. says Mark. And if we get Chumini and Xhaka, we'd be cooking, says Max. Purple Burglar Alarm wants to do start bench salon haircuts. Palmer, Foden, and old version Grealish. I don't really like any of their haircuts, to be honest. So you can pick, mate. What's the worst refereeing decision you've ever seen, says Sully. I think one that always stands out to me, and there may well be others, was the Nani sent off in Sir Alex Ferguson's last Champions League game against Real Madrid, where I really thought we were going to beat them. And the ref sent him off for trying to control the ball. That one just jumps out to me instantly. I mean, the Lampard over the line in the South Africa World Cup was bad, but yeah. Why are refs so much worse than before despite tech, says Mac. I'd like to see that again at half-time. A lot of people are saying that should have been a penalty. Interesting. But look, let's have a look at the pathways to the final. Because somebody just said, what do you think about England's route to the final? So England playing on Wednesday night at 5 o'clock against Congo. If they win that game, they will play the winner of Mexico against Ecuador. If they win that game, they'll win the winner of Brazil, Japan, Ivory Coast, Norway. And if they win that game, probably going to be Argentina or Colombia. I mean, Argentina's pathway is, the bottom half of that draw is very good. Argentina, Cape Verde. Then they'll play the winner of Australia, Egypt. And then they'll play the winner of Switzerland, Algeria, Colombia, Ghana. So Argentina's path to the semi-final is relatively straightforward for the holders. England, on paper, hit a hard game in the quarterfinals against Brazil or Japan or Ivory Coast or Norway, and then Argentina in the semi-final. So, what's this? This is an advert. Video not supplied. Advertiser Hiscox Business Insurance. Small business disasters. I don't know what was going on there on the telly. Anyone else get that? Yeah, so I think England's path to the final becomes as difficult as they want to make it, really. I think Argentina in a semi-final would be very good, and it would be played in Atlanta. Miami against Brazil would be good as well. But look, I'm not convinced by Brazil. I'm not convinced by Brazil. I'm really not. There's not France and Argentina are probably the two teams I'm sort of like going, I'd be worried about them at the moment because they've won it and they look good. Apart from that, I'm not convinced by Spain. I'm not convinced by Germany. You know, I'm not convinced by Brazil. That doesn't mean that they can't win it, but they'd need to improve more in the knockout stages for me, definitely. Julian says, I think that was a penalty. Babyface, thanks for your follow on TikTok there. Thank you, everybody on YouTube who is subscribing as well, by the way. On the road to 1.5 million now. We've got 10,000 watching. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. I feel like 58% of you voted that Canada are going to win this game. I feel like I need to ask, was it a penalty? Right, I'm going to show it here. Get ready. You can vote as well. Was it a penalty? Because this is a big controversy. And I felt that they got the decision right because there was a slight touch on the ball. We'll wait to see what happens. Lovely view of New York there. That's never going to get tiring, is it? Here we go. Into the box. It looks like a penalty in real time. Takes his back leg. Takes his back leg before the ball. Watch. I think it's a clumsy challenge. I can understand why people say it is a penalty, and I can understand why people say it's not. I think it's a 50-50 one, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's a 50-50. I felt he got a bit of the ball, but I can see what people are moaning about with him taking the back leg. Maybe marginally first, but I can see why it's not being given. I can also see why people think it was. But, you know, ultimately, Canada haven't been good enough in the final third anyway. That would be my observation. Just looking at it there. I mean, also, the Canadian player goes into him, doesn't he? I'll tell you what, if it gets given, he almost catches him, he almost fouls him at the same time he gets the ball. I think not. I don't think it is a penalty, but it's definitely one of those ones that if you see it get given, you'd moan about it, and if you see it, you don't get given. But basically what we're doing. 67% are saying it's not a penalty, so most are agreeing with me. But I think there's an argument either way, like Bob says. Definitely. Orge and G, thank you very much for Orge and G. Thanks for the follow. That is actually separate, two separate people. Yeah. Right, let me just have a stretch. Oh God, I'm aching today, and I don't even know why. Oh. I'll tell you what, at least it's a bit cooler. We had 4 days in a row in the UK last week where it was over 33 degrees. And then yesterday it wasn't even that hot, but my room was the hottest. And you know why? It's because it gradually heats up, doesn't it? So today is a lot cooler. I'm a lot happier today. I've always said 23, 24 degrees in the UK is just about right. It is. I don't know how people put up, well, aircon, isn't it? Thanks for your follow, Ghost. Yes, this can go extra time. This can go penalties. So we could be in for some late ones over the next few days. Hopefully not the early morning kickoffs. I do need my sleep. How many early morning kickoffs are you doing this week? So let me tell you the schedule for the week. So tonight there is no more games. It's not that I'm not doing one. There's no more games tonight. There is an 8 o'clock. Why is my hair darker than it is at the front? Just noticed that. Is it just the light? It's depth, isn't it? It's length. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So yeah, it's not that we're not doing a late game tonight. There is no game after this. There's no more game until tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So we're doing Brazil-Japan at 6 o'clock tomorrow. We're doing Germany-Paraguay at 9:30. And then tomorrow night, early morning, Tuesday, is our first early morning knockout game. And what a game it is. 2 a.m., Netherlands-Morocco. It's a 2 a.m. game. It's Netherlands-Morocco. On Tuesday evening, you've got Ivory Coast against Norway at 6. We're doing that. We've got France against Sweden at 10 o'clock. We are doing that on Tuesday. And then 2 a.m. on Wednesday, Mexico, Ecuador is being played. We've then got England on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. They will play Congo at 5 o'clock. Belgium, Senegal at 9 o'clock. And then early hours of Thursday morning, late Wednesday night, is United States against Bosnia. We're doing that. Then it's Spain, Austria at 8 o'clock on Thursday night. And Portugal, Croatia at midnight. Switzerland are at 4 a.m. on Friday morning against Algeria. I'll tell you now, not doing it. And then on Friday night, we've got Australia, Egypt at 7. Argentina against Cape Verde at 11. And then 2:30 in the morning, Colombia against Ghana. And then on Saturday night, we're into the last 16. 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Yeah. So a very full week with numerous early morning kickoffs. Starts tomorrow, but not tonight, strangely. I don't know why that is. I heard UK doesn't have air conditioning in homes. Is that true, says Marco? Some people do, but it's, in fairness, it's never really, it's probably not required now. You're going to pay a lot of money on something that you're very rarely going to need to use. We very rarely have days where you'd need air conditioning, but I mean, I think the last time we had a week like we had last week was about 6 years ago, 2019. Can you see South Africa winning it? I think if South Africa can find a way forward, they can win it. They're defending very well. Never a penalty, however, I might be biased, says Jeng. Thoughts on Tuchel not playing Mainu, says Toby. I'm not that bothered. I'd rather he wasn't in the squad if he wasn't going to get used, selfishly, but I mean, I'm not that bothered about it. Portugal are like United, no style of play, says Wyraf. We're not. No, Portugal are worse than United because at least we can get something out of Bruno. Do you think Ireland would have got out of the group in this World Cup? They would have been in Group A if they qualified. What group was that? Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, and Czech Republic. Maybe. I mean, Mexico didn't concede a goal and won all 3 games, so maybe. The worst ref ever was the guy Chelsea-Barcelona Champions League final. It wasn't a final, mate. I think you're talking about the game at the Bridge, and it was terrible. Absolutely terrible, which is what Matty's talking about there. I think it was a semi-final, wasn't it? Thank you very much for that. Okay, second half is about to come. Do I think it was a penalty for Canada? I'd have probably given it in real time. But on VAR, if they'd asked me to take a look at it, I'd have overturned it. So it looked like a penalty in real time. But what's this Gary Lineker quiz? Do I think that will flop or not? I think Gary Lineker as a quiz host is probably not going to work. But, you know, yeah, we'll see. What's your favourite age you've ever been? I've never been asked that in my life, Pete. God. I'm going to take way too long on a question that's not worth it. But it's a very good question, Pete. I would say I've really enjoyed my 40s. Really have enjoyed my 40s for a number of reasons. I enjoyed the period I lived in Ireland between the age of 19 and 23. Really enjoyed that. I enjoyed my last year at secondary school. And I mean, I enjoyed being a kid. I enjoyed primary school. I mean, I can't remember a lot about it, but I remember I was happy. I enjoyed it. 9G YouTube says, I bought a heat pump for my room last August and it's the best thing I've ever bought. Heater in winter, aircon in summer, saves money on heating bills. How does it work though? I was reading about this last night. How does a heat pump work? Do you just attach it to your central heating and then your radiators pump out cold? How would it pump out cold? How does it work? I don't get it. And how easy is it to change to that? Did the central heating people do it for you? I'm asking too many questions. Anyway, players are coming out for the second half. Is there anything that smells worse than running shorts after a run? Says Caitlin. Yeah. A corpse that's been in the sun for 2 weeks. If you want me to be blunt. Have you ever been, I didn't put it there. I used to be in a job sometimes where you have to see horrible things. Jane says, have you ever been to South Africa? In fact, our cat caught a mouse on Sunday and I didn't find it till Thursday, but I could bloody smell it. It was disgusting. Some cities have touched the high 50 degrees mark. A small tip, you can apply ice packs to your jugular vein and wrist to cool down instantly, avoid strokes, says Sahaj. Oh, I already know that one anyway. If you go into your bathroom and turn the cold water tap on and then put your wrists underneath the cold water tap, then avoid it if it's sharp, by the way, because some of these taps do get, old. Run cold water on your wrists. It does cool you down. But the trouble is, the minute you walk, the minute you turn your tap off, you'll be cold again. You'll get hot again. Somebody told me last week, put your clothes in the freezer for 20 minutes before you put them on, and it'll cool you down. So I put a t-shirt in the freezer. It was in there for half an hour. It was really cold. I put it on, and within 2 seconds, you could feel the steam coming off it. My body just literally took all the cold and burnt it off in about 2 seconds. I mean, I was putting ice cubes in a glass of water last week, and the ice cube was literally going from a block to nothing in seconds. Jackson says, heat pumps, Andy Mitten burner account. Don't get that. I don't get it, Jackson. Right, second half. Can South Africa learn to attack as well as they defend? And can Canada learn to do something in the final third? Good play down the wing, goes for a goal kick. Yeah, South Africa have got to learn how to attack here. Jermaine, thanks for the follow. Hen, thanks for the follow as well. It's a quality issue, you know. That's what it is. If we're being blunt, I don't think it's that it's. I think it's a quality issue. I think that's the problem in this game. It's easier to defend than attack when it comes to quality, and neither team can string together anything meaningful to disrupt either of these defences. Sorry, interested in your take on my super chat you missed not long ago. Thanks for all the entertainment, says Limbs. Sorry, I'm sorry I missed it, mate. I thought I'd caught up on them. I'll go back. I'm confident we can give anyone a game. Which teams do you fear most for England? Who would you teleport into the squad from players not there? I'm not really bothered about... Oh, she's lost her phone. That was funny. Actually, that made me laugh internally. I don't fear anyone in this World Cup. I think France would be a difficult game. I think Argentina would be a difficult game. I think there's a few difficult games in this tournament. However, I don't fear anybody. Who would I transport in who's not there? I mean, I think because of the injuries we've got at right back, you'd want to transport in a right back, and I think the only decent English right back that's left probably is Trent, to be fair. Do you think she'll get her phone back? Yeah. That was the most entertaining part of the game. Yeah. Adam and Prince, thanks for your follows. It's a bit of a stop-start game as well. Do you ever watch yourself? Social media. All right, okay. I see clips every now and again. Grand Prairie says Japan will win it. Mark my words. UK Camouflage says, I remember as a kid back in the 80s, rivers ran dry with the sun. We loved the blazing heat. Go to Russia, they have 100-degree saunas to enjoy the sun. So enjoy the sun, says UK Camouflage. The paint on my living room wall is nearly dry, says the real Slim. Yeah, it's not been very good, this. It needs a goal. It desperately needs a goal. Because if Canada get a goal, then South Africa have to attack. A bit like Panama last night. As soon as we scored, their whole game plan changed and the game opened up. To be honest, if South Africa scored, at least they'd have something to defend for. But it's almost like they're playing for penalties. And you know what? That does worry me, and I will call it out. Teams might do this in the knockout stage because it's like, if we open up, we'll get knocked out. But if we keep a clean sheet and go to penalties, we might get through. So hopefully this isn't a sign of things to come. Because South Africa have not attacked at all. Long throw in. Oh, fucking hell. This is shit. This is really shit. I feel like apologising, but it's not my fault. It's got nothing to do with me. I mean, it's like every team, both teams really struggle. You almost want to applaud them when they string a pass together. Cape Verde might do this as well against Argentina. Yes. You're right. But at least that's messy. Argentina, you know, if it's Spain or Argentina against a low block, at least they have quality. I mean, some of these players can't even pass to each other. This is really shit standard of football. Purple burglar. Yeah, I don't do 0-0s thing. Doesn't work anymore because I did a 0-0 last night and I did England as well. So that phrase doesn't even work. I can't use it anymore. It was fun while it lasted, but it's not true. Are you going to any music gigs soon, Marks, as media? Oh, mate, I don't know. I don't know. All I'm thinking about at the moment is who's playing who when for the next few weeks. Although 3 weeks tonight, it will be over. The World Cup is 3 weeks tonight. We're almost halfway through it, time-wise. Who's the number 13 for South Africa? Saitoli. Plays for Tondela in Portugal. I tell you what, it's a very stops. It's actually, I didn't think this could happen. I didn't think it could get worse. It's getting worse. Because the standard of the game is so bad, it's now turning into stop-start football because there's just loads of fouls. Josh, what's your thoughts on the Ugarte injury? Well, I'm not surprised. You've had a yellow card there for Nathan Saliba. I'm not surprised by the injury news on Ugarte. I think when you go off with like that, you pretty much know, don't you? I might turn this off if it goes to extra time. You know, we'll have to wait and see. But I don't really want to be up until 11 o'clock watching this. I know that's really moody of me, but I might turn it off if it goes to extra time. I'm fucking bored, and life's too short. I think this is a really bad game of football, and it's pissing me off because this World Cup's been really good, but this is shit. Come on, do something. South Africa. Oh, God. They just... Brentford would beat these teams like 9-0. Fucking hell, keeper grabs hold of the ball, runs half the way across his thing and then doesn't do anything with it. Oh, for fuck's sake, mate. Did you see that pass? It's the passing. You almost want to applaud them if they make a pass. They can't pass to each other. Ben Jacobs bomber. Let's have a look. I thought it was a Jacobs cracker. I thought that's what they were calling it. Ben Jacobs. He says... Oh, it's just about PSG. It's interesting, though, isn't it? Because Jurgen Klopp is massively involved with RB Leipzig as well. So I think some Liverpool fans thought that was going to help them out. Yeah, so it's just about that, isn't it? Fabrice Hawkins, BBC, says that Bouadi is being followed by City, Arsenal, United and Bayern. But they're demanding between 80 and 100 million euros. Fucking hell. And oh, here we go, Mexican wave. Fucking hell. This is rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. South African team would struggle to stay up in League Two. As a South African, the football has always been mediocre. This is what politics does to sport. How can South Africa be the best rugby team in the world, but football is Sunday League, says Damien. Look, I'm pleased for South Africa. Look, I know there's a lot of South African fans, and you know, who support Man United, especially. We get a lot on the United stand. And when it's your country, whether it's South Africa, Ireland, Canada, whatever, you want your country to do well. Of course you do. And South Africa have done very well to get through the group. But, you know, you're not playing Germany. You're playing Canada. And I don't think it's a great advert for anybody when these two teams are playing each other in a game like this. I would have actually thought that they might have a go at each other. I mean, South Africa are basically parking the bus and counter-attacking against Canada. Oju says, stop complaining, please. No. Because this is football, mate. And especially on this channel and many others, we don't have to say it's good when it's shit. It's literally an opinion. If you think it's great, that's fine. But I'm not going to stop complaining. It's a shit game of football. Sorry. I think it's a shit game of football. If someone scores and it gets interesting, then fine. But it's actually getting worse. This second half has been abysmal. And also, in life, if you don't complain, nothing changes, says Jeans. Exactly. If someone delivers you a plate of shit instead of a plate of steak and chips, you're just going to eat it and then tip them for it. Look, I understand ultimately it's about getting through for South Africa or Canada, but it's the World Cup. I think some of us want to actually be entertained. Jonathan David is crap. You can see why he never got picked up by a Premier League club, yeah. But then again, sometimes he does look good, and sometimes he looks like this. I think in the first game he looked bad, didn't he? Penalties written all over this. They probably all missed them. Cherky and Bolle, thank you very much for your follow. Luke says I'm actually quite entertained. Hope you had your dinner. This is going to penalties, says John. And Tabom says, South Africa is actually a good team when they're allowed to be brave and play in possession. The coach they have is more pragmatic. Well, there's half a chance here. Keeper seemed to know it was going wide very early, to be fair. Wasn't actually that far off. I think the keeper might have misjudged that. It was actually quite a decent shot. I need to stop the poll on the penalty, yes. I sometimes think I would love to see Klopp give it one last shot at management. All I can think about when I see him doing Trivago, says Nick. I'm sure he will do. I think Morocco game will be boring as well, since they usually park the bus, says Hamid. Do we think Morocco are a park the bus team? I thought they played really well against Brazil in the first half an hour. Constantine says these teams are all woeful. Callum says wave if you want a refund. A bit of goalmouth action, you know. Hi Mark, thanks for what you do. Did you see Diamonde to PSG? Yes, Craig. I think most people are reporting it now. Apparently, Plettigol, Ben Jacobs, yeah. NPC board says it also makes it doubly frustrating because this is the only game tonight. Marge says I'm suffering. Mala, thanks for the follow. Norway are on Tuesday, mate. Not tomorrow. Norway play 6 o'clock on Tuesday against Ivory Coast. I mean, what's that? What even is that? This is the World Cup, and yet again, I've seen a pass that belongs on a fucking pub car park. It's abysmal. Dan, if this was a 2 a.m. game, I'd have gone to bed by now. Alphonso Davies there, bring him on. Go on then. Go on then. Oh, keeper's fucking saved it. And he's cleared it off the line as well. Fuck off. Just let it go in. Brilliant defending by South Africa. I just want the ball to go in the goal. It'll make South Africa attack. It's a great clip. I tell you what, though, in fairness, South Africa have defended so well. Keeper makes a good save, and then defender does what he needs to do. They have defended very well. Stank Scott says, air conditioning is a heat pump. It's just refined techs. So now can go both hot and cold. Look up mini splits for single room options. I work with them in Colorado. Sounds good. Corner. And goal kick. Oh, God. Jonathan David is a Poundland version of Anthony Martial. This is usually the case, Mark, when the group stage is awesome, the knockouts and vice versa. Both are rarely quality, says Revan. Yes, I said this, well, I said it tonight, didn't I? But I spoke about it a few times already. Russia, group stage was brilliant. Knockout stage was a bit shit. Look, it's only game one. And to be fair, I think if we're being honest, you know, somebody said, what are your favourite games you're looking forward to the most in the round of 32? It definitely wouldn't have been this one. And if I'd said to you, what's the game you're least looking forward to? I don't think there's a worse game than this, is there? On paper, look, hopefully there won't be a worse game in reality, but on paper, I don't think there's a game as bad as this. Germany, Paraguay, France, Sweden, Netherlands, Morocco, Portugal, Croatia, Spain, Austria, United States, Bosnia. I think that's slightly better than this. Belgium, Senegal, Brazil, Japan, Ivory Coast, Norway, Mexico, Ecuador, Argentina, Cape Verde, Australia, Egypt. I'd argue this might be the worst one on paper anyway. Thanks for doing the games. You're making me a fan. This upcoming week should be good, says Jason. Hydration break. Oh, good. This will be more interesting than the real fucking thing. Oh, God. Just give us a goal. Somebody score a goal. This might be the worst two teams in the round of 32, says Aryan. Mental one of them to get through, whole one of Morocco, and the Netherlands will go home. Yeah, I do. Look, ultimately, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because you've got Canada playing South Africa, but you've got Brazil playing Japan. And really, Brazil should be playing South Africa and Japan should be playing Canada. But if that was the case, every round of 32 game would be quite easy to predict. So Mark now specialises in 0-0s. I know. Callum says, at least this is a mental health break. Yeah. Ryle says, after a decade of service, I'd been granted a testimonial from my club and just came back from it today. Past versus present, I can now enjoy retirement before the body fully caves in. It finished 4 each. Well done, Ryle. Well done. Sounds like you enjoyed it. What do you think about number 14 for South Africa? I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Embo Kazi. I don't think anybody stood out in this game. I really don't. I don't think anybody has stood out. I don't know whether he's playing. I'm sure. Mofo Kang is playing at number 10. He was a player coming into this tournament that was meant to be quite decent as well. Not really. No, nobody stood out. The number 14 has had a good game, actually, because he's playing at centre-back. You're right. Him and Ocon have done well at the back. Number 21. And it's interesting because one of them's 20 and one of them's 22. And neither of them play in South Africa. Embo Kazi plays for Chicago Fire. and is 20, and Ocon's 22. He plays for Hanover. Quite a young. They've got some young players, especially in their defence. South Africa. Promise is coming on for Canada. Let's hope he can improve the game. This looks promising. Miller and Aloisi come off. Yeah, well, the number 12 needed to come off. Absolutely. He's a big lad, this number 24 as well. Good defending again by South Africa there. Purple Burglar Alarm says this game could have been a quick sim. Alfie says I'd rather go on a pub crawl with Simon Jordan and Piers Morgan. And Fred says, would you be a fan of the commercial breaks being introduced to the Premier League? The hydration break? No. Be ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Because it's just a mini half-time that we don't need. The only point of it here is because some of the games it's hot. I thought we don't do 0-0s draws, Mark. Yeah, your Slow Sports News, Paul. I've done 2 in the last week, so that's not a thing anymore, unfortunately. Records are there to be broken. It's only 22 degrees in LA today. I thought it was always like 40 degrees in LA. Anyone live in LA? I always assumed it was like 30 degrees every day of the year. 22 seems a bit cold by your high standards. John says, surely it can't get any worse than this. Mate, imagine extra time. Definitely get worse. Mofokeng out, so we've got no attack. Yeah, South Africa made a substitution as well. They brought on Mbata at half-time. I don't want to be yawning at 9:30 at night. I mean, I was doing streams at fucking 2:30 last night, and that was my first yawn. Remember the Colombia game last night? My first yawn was with 10 minutes to go at like 2:30 in the morning. I'm yawning at 9:30. Itachi says, the fog on the Tyne is all mine, all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine. What standard would this game in Football League Pyramid be? I mean, we're definitely not Prem. I don't even know if we're Championship, to be honest. It could be League One. I mean, some of the players are half decent, but as a collective, it could be League One. I mean, look at that for a cross. Actually, it stayed in. Come on, have a shot. Oh, for fuck's sake. Not from there. Don't shoot from there. Ian says, I'm not from LA, but I'm from the south. It's currently 28 degrees, and by Wednesday it'll be around 39, so it's going to be a lot warmer in most places soon. Thank you. Well, yeah, it should get warmer over the next few weeks in the World Cup anyway, isn't it? Because we're heading into July. I saw in New York it's going to be like 37 degrees or something like that this week. Davies is on. Alphonso Davies is on for Canada. Yeah, it's going to be 39 degrees on Thursday in New York. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can do. Saturday, thundery showers in New York. I hope we haven't got a game on Saturday in New York. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. July. Saturday. Saturday is 9 o'clock. The 9 o'clock game is in New York at 9 o'clock. And oh, that was a good shot, just wide. Promise. David, promise. Promise, David. He's actually hit that quite well, hasn't he? That's a sign of 15 minutes to go. We're going to run out of time here. We're going to run out of time. Can someone just win? I feel like you, Stick. I actually I was planning to watch a film at 10. That's not going to happen. I've just realised I haven't got my phone with me, which is a little bit annoying because I need my phone for something. Don't worry, I won't miss a goal. Everyone's going to say goal. I won't miss a goal. Have you seen Canada's XG? 0.17. And no, South Africa's XG 0.17. Canada's is just over 1. Shockingly shit. It's shockingly shit.
Yeah,
Ginge. Canada on the attack. Davies. Yeah, you're never going to score from a situation like this. They've got too many players back. Keep a good save. I mean, you instantly see Alphonso Davies on the pitch and you can just see what a quality player can do. You can see the quality, can't you? It bodes well. Maybe we'll get a winner. He's literally Canada's entire offence, says Annan. Well, he's their best player by a long way, isn't he? Real says, at this point, I don't care who scores. I'm from South Africa, but this is boring. I don't care who scores. I just don't want the torture of another half an hour. I'd go straight to penalties. I'd be more than happy with that. But I think, to be honest with you, prepare yourself for the worst. I really do think this is going to go to extra time. And I tell you what, even if one of these teams scored, I guarantee you the other one would score instantly. It's like it'd be one of them games. We'll finally get a goal from one of them, and the other one will go and score. just to make sure that we have another half an hour of it. Musty says, I wouldn't even do penalties. I'd just kick them both out. It's a quality thing, though. As I said to you a few minutes ago, it's a quality thing. You can see when Alphonso Davies came on, he actually can play football at a high level. The problem is they might become They might overcompensate now and just try and use him too much. Don't shoot. Oh my God, he should have had a shot. They can't pass. See what I mean? How many passes just go... in the space of 10 seconds there, we saw about 5 misplaced passes. They can't fucking pass. Neither of them can. Are you not entertained, Mark? Says Bulls. No. Sadly not. Go on, then. I mean, this is not a great football. This is not a great advert for the North American football market, is it? Are you going to do a video on how your predictions went for the group stage? Says Sam. Nah. You could tell me, and I'll do it now. Do you think PSG would win the World Cup? I think there'd be a high chance that they would win the World Cup. Yeah, I know they can't win the World Cup because they're not a country, but I think club football should be beating international football. Who's he passing to there? See what I mean? I don't even know who he was passing to then. Yeah, I don't like this sort of stuff. Performative shit, basically. We're coming to you in the crowd now. Can you do something crazy for us? I really feel for the people that spent the fortune to get tickets to watch a glorified Sunday League game, says D-Boss. I mean, I'm tempted to say to Canada, just keep it simple, but even that, I don't know whether they can do it. That's a lovely ball. This number 24, I know he's only come on as a sub, but oh, go on, South Africa then. Oh, for God's sake. Falling over their own pass. Alphonso Davies. Good defending. South Africa have defended well. I'm not going to dispute that. Are you doing a video? I've done that one from Sam. Thank you. I mean, it's slim pickings, but I do think Johnston for Canada's done quite well. The right back. He's looked relatively normal as a player. Plays for Celtic. Alistair Johnston. I don't know whether he actually starts for Celtic because I don't watch Scottish football, but... South Africa on the attack. And it's a shot. It's speculative though, isn't it? It's speculative. I mean, it's on target, but I just don't think you're going to score from there, really. And what's that? Quality of the passing again. Go on, South Africa. Dare to be brave. Dare to be brave now. I think they are using Alphonso Davies a bit too much. And he's losing the ball every time. Kind of game that would put you off football, says John. Mate, I love football. And this is absolutely painful. I'm watching 5 minutes till 90 minutes. And every part of me is going, oh, we've got another 40 minutes of this. True Gent says, I've seen enough. Eliminate both teams. Makara, thanks for your follow. And Neela as well. Well, you know, neither team deserves to go through, which is a funny thing to say, because one of them will. I can't believe it. Good defending again. I tell you what, the centre-backs for South Africa, they're the two players. The two young lads at the back for South Africa. Very good. Very good. Uh, 87 minutes. I mean, what's that? Canada on the break, booting it out for throwing. Oh my God. I don't, it's been a long time since I've watched a game of football this bad. It's absolute shit. It's so bad. I'm sort of stunned here as to the quality of it is just horrific. Although, here we go. Into Davies. Come on. He can put a good cross in. No, even he can't do it. He's caught the bug as well. Fucking shit. Is there something wrong with the ball? Maybe there's something wrong with the ball. South Africa on the attack. You know what? Stop passing it, because no one can pass. Every pass you do is a chance that you'll give it away. My God. Is there a problem with the ball, Mark, says Laura. I'm just trying to defend these players, really. It's hungover, tipsy Sunday, bro, but you're all about business. Men like you deserve respect, says the Moose one. I can't wait for the United stand. This is temporary. Arteta and Simeone are glued to their TVs, says Andrew. Jacob says, eliminate both of these clowns to the round of 16 and get Scotland in. Come on, South Africa now. Oh, he's giving a fucking free kick. Dream, 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 dream. Dreaming of a goal here. Don't care who. That's gone out of play as well, for fuck's sake. How many times have we seen centre-backs just passing it to the fullback out of play? You are fucking shit at football, lads. You're fucking rubbish. My lads' under-9s team can play out the back better than this. They literally can't pass a ball. Fucking hell. I can't believe this. I can't believe how bad they are at... It's not just me though, is it? The passing is abysmal. I can't get my hat on how bad the passing is. Like it's shit. They're like a group of lads who are just learning the game. Now do a triangle. Now try it first. Now try it without controlling it. 5 minutes. Let's just go straight to penalties. Seriously. Seriously, can we go straight to penalties? Oh my God, that centre back. He can't pass. Here he is. Oh, he's done it. Well done. Well done. Let me see. Jonathan David, Alphonso Davies, doesn't fucking make the pass. Someone needs to adjust the settings on passing. Yeah. Don't let this number 4 have the ball. He can't pass. Don't give it him back. Oh, God. 5 minutes added on. Get in, Canada! Oh! 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 Thank you! Thank you for saving us! There's been no extra time! Get in! I love Canada! I love Canada! Labats and Mooses and that Formula 1 racer Villeneuve and what else is Canadian? Oh, thank you to the football. It was a good goal as well. Oh, we're saved. I feel bad for South Africa because ultimately it's nothing against South Africa. I'm not having a pop at South Africa at all. It's just I had no ship in the race. Is it that well, actually? He's took that well. I was actually shocked. I was like, I don't know who it is who scored the goal. But I was actually shocked it went in because the quality of this game, you never would have thought someone was going to control it on the edge of the box and bang it in the bottom corner. Stephen Estaquao, I can't do his surname, Estaquao of LA. So he lives and plays in LA. Oh, thank God. But what did I say? South Africa will probably equalise now. Oh my God, I'm going to get to watch a film. I was like, that's my night over. I can watch the rest of Heat now. Oh, hallelujah. I'm in shock here. I'm in shock. Although South Africa can still score. Who do Canada play next? Fucking hell. I hope it's someone good. I really do. I mean, I don't want to be horrible to Canada, but I think you're going out next game. Oh, Netherlands or Morocco. Yeah, I think Canada might be going out next, based on this performance. Look, what I would say about South Africa, the two lads at the back deserve a huge shout out. I think they've defended so well. They've been the best two players on the pitch, apart from probably the guy who's just won it for Canada, because that was a quality finish. And there's nothing the two lads at the back could have done for South Africa. But big shout out for those two. I think they've been brilliant. Young players as well. Ocon and Mbakazi, really good performances from both of them. I don't know whether they've got big futures in the game or not, but Ocon plays for Hannover 96 in Germany, and Mbakazi plays for Chicago Fire. He's only 20, but had a very good game. They certainly know how to defend. Maple Syrup FC, Jacob says, yeah. M3G says, with your constant crash hours, you made a bad game for mate. I wasn't joking. You know me. I've loved this World Cup. I've absolutely loved this World Cup, but that was shit. You know, we're very lucky we're not having extra time, of course, but that was a shit game of football. I've got to say, like, if at Christmas time or in 10 years' time we're talking about how great this World Cup was, we also have to put an asterisk next to it and say, remember this game, because this was shit. This has been the worst game of the World Cup, easily. Worse than England, Ghana. And look, I'm English, so if you're South African or Canadian, don't take it personally. England, Ghana was fucking shit as well, but I think this was worse. And that should be that. Referee's not going to blow yet, though. South Africa might have one last chance. Well, it'll be their first big chance, won't it? I don't think they've had a chance in the penalty box. Put it in the mixer. In it comes. Keeper comes. Catches it. Dad'll be that. It's Eustachio. Eustachio. This is Bran. Well, thank you very much for that, because I never would have got that. Eustachio. Referee has signalled for another extra minute here. AJ says, I don't even think Canada are a bad team. It's South Africa. Well, park the bus tactics. We've seen it a few times. Let's hopefully we don't see it a lot more. Thank you everybody on YouTube who subscribed, by the way. Please do click bottom right hand corner and subscribe. Get involved with us. We have got... It's over. It's over. Thank you. No extra time. Thank you. We've been rescued. Canadian subs run onto the pitch. I find it hard to say they deserve to win. I think realistically it was just a very good goal that won a really bad game. South Africa defended so well, especially their two centre-backs, but they attacked terribly. Canada, look, at the end of the day, they've won the game. They probably showed a little bit more attacking intent. But look at the crowd there. Look at the thousands of people there. It's incredible, this stadium. And that was a hard, you know what? No wonder Jessica Alba looked miserable. I mean, that is not the game. If that's your first time watching football, you'd be like, I'm never watching it again. Trust me, that was a low level game of football. That was not an advert for football at all. For anybody who's in our chat going, if this is football or soccer, I'm not watching it again. It was shit. It was shit. But tomorrow, it'll be better. Brazil against Japan at 6 p.m. Make sure you tune in for that. Brazil, Japan, 6 p.m. Get home from work, get the dinner in the oven, whatever. 6 p.m. tomorrow, huge game. Brazil, Japan. Won't be anything like this. Won't be anything like this. And then also 2 a.m. on Monday, well, into Sunday morning, we'll be live for Netherlands, Morocco, who will play the winner of this game. And look, you know what? Maybe Canada will be better when they play one of those teams. Maybe they will be. Thanks everyone on TikTok as well who gave us a follow. We've had nearly 14,000 watching on YouTube, a couple of thousand on TikTok for a game like that. We had over 10,000 at 2 o'clock in the morning watching Colombia play Portugal last night, and nearly 3,000 on TikTok. So we've built an amazing community across this World Cup. And in fairness, as much as I was having a right bloody moan, I think that I was right to moan, and I think we're all right to moan. We're passionate about this World Cup. We want it to be a good World Cup. And even in a shit game, we avoided, you know, I see that as a good sign, right? That was a terrible game of football where we were like, oh my God, extra time and penalties. And even this World Cup said, not on my fucking watch. We're not having that. And then, you know, I'm tempted to say I don't do 0-0s. I don't do many 0-0s. But, yeah, cracking goal. Cracking goal. Well done to Canada. Unlucky, South Africa. But you know what? A parting gift for South Africa, right? Because I know we've got a lot of South African football fans. Nobody's got it in for South Africa. No one's got it in for Canada. It was just a shit game of football. England-Ghana was a shit game of football, and I'm English. Positives for South Africa. After the Mexico game, I thought you'd go out. I thought you'd finish bottom of the group. You finished second in that group. You got out of the group, and you have 2 or 3 decent players who are young. I liked your 2 centre-backs. I liked that Mo Fakeng, although he wasn't really in the game much today. Your problem is your manager is very pragmatic. And, you know, that's for you as a nation to decide whether you want that. We had Southgate for 8 years, and he was pragmatic. So sometimes you are restricted by the manager that you've got. I feel feedback for South Africa, if you'd have been a little bit more on the front foot, you can trust your centre-backs. They're good defenders. You could have been more on the front foot. Why are you playing so defensive against Canada? It's Canada, you know. I really think South Africa could have been a little bit more adventurous in that game. If South Africa were playing the Netherlands, I understand it. But you're playing Canada. I think they could have been a little bit more expansive in that game. So, yeah, that would be my feedback. And apparently the South African coach is retiring after this anyway. So you've got some good young players. You've got some good young players. You got out of the group stage. So, you know, there we go. Thank you everybody for watching. They should have backed themselves a little bit more. I think 2 or 3 of their players did, but you know, there's some good young players there. Too cautious from South Africa. That was what I would say, Johnny. And the thing is, when you lose a game like that, where you're basically trying to go to penalties, you walk off the pitch, you're in the dressing room, and you go, "We lost playing like that. We may as well have lost having a go," you know. Take care, everyone. I'm back on the United Stand at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. We're back here at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. I'll probably do a video on here tomorrow, just rounding up all the transfer stuff that's going on as well. Stay safe. Take care. I'll speak to you all in a bit. Thank you for watching. Whew. Gosh.